Happy National Mulled Wine Day. Who knew it was Mulled Wine Day? I know I didn't know it was Mulled Wine Day until yesterday on March 2nd when I found out that March 3rd was Mulled Wine Day, and I was like, oh, I have to do a video on mulled wine. So here we are. We're going to do a video on mulled wine. We're going to make mulled wine together. And yeah, it could be great. It could be terrible, but I have a feeling it's going to be pretty great. That's my guess. And most of the things I need to make the mulled wine, I had a lot of these things at home, which actually surprised me more than I thought. I did go out and purchase the cupcake wine because I wanted a cheap bottle of wine under $10. I had to purchase the oranges, and I had to purchase the ground nutmeg because for whatever reason I didn't have that. But I actually had everything else. I had the lemons because I like lemon water, both hot and cold lemon water. I got... actually had whole cloves. I had cinnamon sticks and ground cinnamon because I really love cinnamon. I also had this really wonderful honey. It's a local honey that we actually got at a wine event. We actually got 3 different kinds and they're all super delicious, but I thought this one would likely be the best. I also have sugar, but I don't think I'll actually be adding the sugar because I'll be adding the honey, and I don't want it to be too sweet. So yeah, so that's all the stuff I need. Obviously, you also need glasses, and I happen to have these really cool glasses that I got at McMenamins, which is a restaurant bar in, they have them in Oregon and in Washington, and I actually got these at the Edgefield McMenamins. If you're ever in the Portland area, definitely check it out. It's one of my favorite places to go, things to do. I obviously also love the kitties on them because I am a kitty lover. So I've gathered all this stuff up. I'm going to double check my recipe just so that I can be more specific with you on that, and then we'll get started actually making the wine. I gathered my ingredients all over by the stove. So I'm just going to combine all the ingredients into one pot. So I already have the oranges in there. So now I'm going to add the wine. Great. And then I'm going to add the lemons. And then I will add the ground nutmeg. Now it says for the ground nutmeg and for the cinnamon to do about a teaspoon, but I think it kind of depends, guys, on how much of it you're actually going to make, how much wine you're going to make. I didn't do a full bottle. I'm also going to add the cloves. I'm going to add some ground cinnamon. The nutmeg was a little bit harder to come out of this thing, so let me add a little bit more. So basically, I'm just eyeballing it. We're going to see how that comes out. I really do think that this is sort of do it as you like. And then the last thing we need, and I just need to grab a spoon for it, is the honey. For the honey, they said, honey or sugar, they said about 1/4 of a cup, but that sounded like an awful lot to me. I don't really like it to be extra sweet, so I'm just going to add, here's the honey. I'm just going to add a couple of tablespoons. Take that a second there. I would say this is very similar to creating a sangria, like a spicy sangria, where you can kind of really do what you like, add the kinds of things that you like. All right, so we have, again, we have the oranges, we have the lemon slices, we have the ground nutmeg, we have the ground cinnamon, we have the whole cloves. I'll actually add a few more of those. Why not? And then we have, oh, and then I have to add a cinnamon stick. You could probably add a cinnamon stick or 2. I'm just going to add 1. And then we have the honey. So then I'm going to get this started. You want to put it on a really, really low heat. You do not want this to come to a boil. That's what all of them said. Obviously, you don't want to burn off the alcohol. So you're going to Let it simmer for probably about 15 minutes. Let me just grab my spoon. We're going to stir it up a little bit just to make sure that everything's combined. It's a little bit challenging to do this with one hand, but we're doing all right. Another ingredient that you may want to add, I'm not a big fan, is anise. I think that's how you pronounce it. I'm not a huge fan of that, but you could definitely add that. So this is going to be a little while, so I'm just going to turn off the camera for now and let this simmer for about 15 minutes, and then we'll check back in and give it a try. All right, guys. So it's been about 15 minutes, and we really have our mulled wine simmering here. It's really smelling super delicious. I've done a little bit of stirring now and then, and it's just filling up my whole kitchen with this really delicious spicy scent. So I have, I did a little cleanup, and I have my glasses set here on my little heart-shaped cutting board that my sister gave me for Christmas. And yeah, I think that maybe just going to give it a couple of more minutes, and then the last thing to do is to pour it and drink it, my favorite part. All right, guys, so we've come to the end. We have our finished product right here, the mulled wine in my kitty mug. It smells so good, so spicy, so delicious, so citrusy. I'm gonna take my first sip. Ready? It's pretty good. I think I did a good job, guys. Yeah, I would say National Mulled Wine Day. Makes them up super easy, start to finish, probably about 20-25 minutes. Well worth it. Yeah, and it was fun. So see you guys next time.